It's your girl Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. It is Friday, July the 18th, 2025, and today the topic is Hello, Wisconsin. Happy Friday. It's Happy Friday, everybody, and my apologies for yesterday. I guess y'all can blame it on the Lord. I didn't necessarily get a juice yesterday, so that's why I did not ended up coming. Shout out to Mountain Girl 0306 checking in on if I got some rest. Yes, I did sleep last night, y'all. Thank you to the ones that was responding to the post yesterday. So yesterday morning, long story short, again, I didn't sleep that night before mainly because I took a midday nap. So what was that, like Tuesday? Wednesday. So Wednesday I had taken like this midday nap, and so I was up like all night just thinking, stewing, praying, like doing all kinds of stuff. And yeah, so by the time I did go back to sleep and wake back up and stuff like that, um I had several dreams, and I thought I might have received the juice title, but I couldn't remember what it was. And so by the time I was trying to figure that out, I was looking at my clock, like, man, it's time for me to get ready for work. And so that's why I posted what I did to say, hey guys, I guess I might get the juice later. I don't know. Well, obviously nothing didn't come to me yesterday. So I guess it is what it is, but I am here today with the word. I know that this may sound weird. Shout out to anybody that's in Wisconsin right now. If you feel like this is a word just because it say Wisconsin, okay. You can receive it in that aspect. I've had an interesting morning so far, man. I'm praying on how to say this because at the same time, I feel like I need to be open, honest, and transparent and share my testimony, right? But then on the other hand, I'm like, there's certain things I probably shouldn't say at the moment. And so, I pray that the Lord leads me and guides me through this juice to say exactly what He wants me to say, right? I pray He come on in and say whatever He want to say through me. That's always my prayer when I start the juice. But thank you, Mountain Girl, for checking in on your girl. And yes, I'm good. I got some rest. And look, I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, here to come give this juice this Friday morning. Just for the record, just for those that do care, my little guy is back. So I don't know if he's going to wake up by the time I get there with the juice or not. But it's a possibility. Shout out to Natasha tuning in from the UK. Let's go. Look at the Lord. Oh man, it's so good to have you guys here. It's so good to be back. It's always good to do a juice, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like even thinking back on the hiatus, even thinking about yesterday, like the times that I'm not doing it, I don't want to say it felt weird because I felt like it was in order to only come when the Lord leads me to, you know what I'm saying? But it also feels like slightly weird when I'm not doing it or whatever. And I guess with that being said, this is a good segue into today's conversation. I know this may sound so random. Hello, Wisconsin. Shout out to that 70s show. But anywho, it's so interesting, like this journey. Like I've been telling y'all about my dreams. I've been telling you guys about the different things that have been revealed to me and stuff like that, and the way it happens and all this type of stuff. I try to share these things with you guys because again, I don't feel like it's something that the Lord just wants to only do with me. I feel like He wants to have these conversations and communication with all of us. Thank you, Mountain Girl. She say you do so much before work. Yeah, man. Like again, I guess getting into this habit of like getting up in the morning and doing this. Well, the beautiful thing is right now, again, the segues into the conversation. So right now, I just work part time. I do my stuff. I got my like hustles from home that I do, and then obviously I'm a mom and a wife, and things of that nature as well. But the work, quote unquote, is part time right now. I usually just work on Thursdays and Sundays, and this is part of what I want to talk to y'all about. So if you've been on this journey with me during the juice, right, and y'all know, like, in the beginning when I first started, obviously it was COVID times. I was hustling from home. I was kicking the GSL off. Like, I really wasn't working nowhere, things of that nature. And I had been praying about that and like feeling like I should go work, but at the same time feeling like opportunities for me to work wasn't opening. And I just was like, well, Lord, I don't want to be lazy, right? I know I need funds, I know I can help our household, X, Y, and Z. But at the same time, I am getting very comfortable, right? Just being at home, doing the juice, taking care of our son, and just got my home hustles, right? I was getting very spoiled by my COVID days and times. But then in the midst of that, the Lord threw in this part-time position at the church. And at that particular time, I was considering another thing. I was considering someone else was like basically wanting to kind of relinquish some of their business endeavors and whatnot. And so we were talking about me taking up some of that and things of that nature. And so I was open to that, right? But then the Lord threw in the opportunity at the church, and it just fit, you know what I'm saying? Everything just kind of correlated and fit so well to where I felt like one of my friends had said at that particular time, it's a no-brainer. It sounds like everything is in alignment for you to be at the church. And so I put my focus there. And I feel like it's one of the best jobs I probably ever have had. And yes, I used to work at Disney World, y'all. So I know people think that's probably, people might think that might be the best job that I've had. But and don't get me wrong, like, my time at Disney was what it was. And it was a good time. And obviously it's a place of happiness, and people are usually happy there, you know what I mean? And especially with the job I was doing, people are usually happy with what I was doing and all those different type of things. So it was good for its time, but I didn't see much growth for me. I didn't know where it would go, but I was happy with my weekly pay. You know what I'm saying? I was happy with getting my 40 hours. At some point I was working like 4 days out of the week and off on 3 days, you know what I'm saying? Because I had worked 10-hour days and then had 3 days off. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, with all of that being said, job wise, I've always been, I guess, loyal to jobs. I mean, for the most part, any job that, Disney was one of those that did let me go. And then there was another one that ended up letting me go, or whatever the case may be. And I feel like those was kind of pushing me into purpose, right? But for the most part, I stuck it out places and stuff like that until, a transition happened, right? I share all that to say, like, when it comes to this job at the church, I see so much purpose, right? I see so much value in me being there. And then not only just that, but then I'm able to use my gifts and talents, and I'm able to be creative. And I'm like, man, this is great, So right now they call me the elementary coordinator, right? And which pretty much means am mostly working in the elementary room for elementary ages, a little bit of preschool to third grade is the age range that I'm usually working with. And on Sundays, I'm usually kind of making sure things going, on Thursdays, I'm like prepping things and stuff to be Sunday ready, right? That's pretty much what my job entails. And it's such a blessing because look, your girl back in weekly pay and all this type of stuff. I'm like, to God be the glory, you know what I'm saying? But something about being part-time, it pricks me deep on the inside. I think after my first year, I really was wanting to be full-time. But then I was learning to be content. I was like, okay, Lord, whatever you want to do, if you want me to be full-time, cool. If you don't, still cool. And so it didn't pan out or whatever. So I just was like, okay, maybe miracle, just learn to be content. You know what I'm saying? You fine. I'm fine where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I keep feeling like there's more, like, and I feel like God keeps telling me that there's more through these dreams and these different revelations. And I'm like, well, Lord, look, I'm just trying to be content. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to reach for more. Like, I'm cool with being where I'm at. I don't have to be the lead of everything that I'm a part of, different stuff like that. So it's a very weird place to be, right? It is a weird place to be, like, fully content and like, I'm cool right here. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, I feel like there's something else. Or even when I hear the word part-time, I feel like it's like a little, I don't know, like I'm being stabbed on the inside. Like that's not accurate information. You know what I mean? I share all this to say because I feel like there's a point. There's a point to all of this. It goes with this conversation about Hello Wisconsin. We're gonna get into it. But I just want to give you guys, I guess like they say, the framework of what's happening with me in my life. Like I said, fully content, fully fine. Even if the Lord say, hey, you gonna do this, I'm cool. Like if I got GSL, right? I do stuff at the church. And I just live my little life as a wife and mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm fine with that, right? But at the same time, there's like more is coming. And I'm like, well, Lord, I didn't ask for more, but I like the idea. But you know what I'm saying? Help me, you know what I'm saying? Help me to be at peace with whatever you want to do, right? So ever since the whole me praying for prophecy thing and me getting these dreams every night and stuff like that, I feel like everything is pointing towards leadership, elevation, more, all this. And I'm like, well, Lord, does that mean I'm about to be full time? Like, what are you saying to me, Lord? You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, I'm like, what is that going to look like for me in my life? We homeschooling in today. Like, I don't even know what that would even look like. I'm open to it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know, Lord. You know what I'm saying? So tell me why the past 3 days, and like I said, I don't think I need to get too deep. But I'm gonna at least tell y'all this part. So the past 3 nights, I've had dreams with my pastor in it. Shout out to Pastor Mo. And I'm gonna tell y'all about the one last night because it goes with this conversation. But I'm not gonna tell. And it's so funny. Look, side note, just a little funny thing. So I told my husband that. He's like, should I be concerned? I'm like, it ain't a dream like that. Okay, so I know being on GSL, you never freaking know, right? But no, it's not no dream like that. It's wholesome. Although every dream that he's been in has been a wholesome interaction with him. But anyway, so this is what happened in the dream last night, y'all. And I feel like it's important for me to document this moment because I feel like it's about to be a marker. And if so, I'm gonna let y'all know. In a unique way. But we're gonna talk about that. So the dream last night, y'all. Without getting too deep into all the things, I'm just gonna get to the part where Pastor was in. So basically, after I had another dream and woke up at 4:05, I found myself asleep again, and then I woke up around I can't remember what time right now. It's significant to the verses and things that I looked up and was feeding me this morning, but it's not significant to verses that I have for y'all. So whatever time it was after 4:05. It was like 5 something, whatever it was. And basically in the dream, it was like me and my mother-in-law and Pastor Mo. And he, sorry, I hate to, should I have not called his name out? My bad, y'all. But he's the lead. Even if I said the lead pastor at church, y'all can put 2 and 2 together. But anyway, in the dream, he tells me we're gonna have a meeting. But then he lets it slip. He go, well, I don't know if he let it slip, but he just kept talking. He's like, oh, we're gonna talk about more in the meeting. But basically, he alluded to me moving Midwest, Wisconsin, and them putting me up in a house that would be mine. Like they wouldn't own it; it would be in my name. And I'm over here like confused, right? In the dream, I felt indifferent. And then when I woke up, I felt indifferent and confused as well because there's things on the horizon, and stuff like that. I don't know anything about any out of state stuff, so you know what I mean. So things be happening in dreams, and I feel like I have an understanding now of what that could mean. But I don't feel led to tell that part to y'all. But I do feel led to say like, I felt like there was a lot of significance to this thing about Wisconsin and Midwest and all that type of stuff. And even this house in my name. That's probably way beyond what the actual thing might be. But the thing is like the fact that it spoke, right? The fact that the Lord is speaking to me through these things is just so amazing. And if these things go the way that I'm interpreted them to go, y'all, I don't even know what I would even think. I would just come back to y'all and say, Wisconsin, y'all. Wisconsin. If it pans out the way that is coming in my head in the way that I feel like the Lord is revealing this thing to me, then I will just come back and tell y'all, hey, y'all, what's Wisconsin? Wisconsin. And for those of y'all that get it, y'all will get it. But anyway, again, without me getting too deep into it, I did go deeper about Wisconsin. I did go deeper about this idea of what was said in the dream, not necessarily the location, not necessarily. I mean, I've never been to Wisconsin. I don't look. I was even trying to figure out, is it in the Midwest? I think it is, but I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I have some type of, bond there. And no, I don't think the church is going to send me there and give me a house. Like, I doubt it. Like, I mean, so that's not what I received. That's not the revelation I received. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this juice, y'all. All right. And look, thank you to the one that's sticking it out with me this morning. So Wisconsin, friends, when I looked up the meaning of the name Wisconsin, it had like 3 different meanings. One says river running red. The other says grassy place. And then the other one says gathering of waters. Now, all of those things were speaking to me, you know what I'm saying, about me and my life and things like that. I don't know if they are revelation for you to hear that. I mean, obviously, just the first one talking about rivers running red. I mean, now I guess we could go morbid with it and start thinking about the Nile River and all the people that was lost in that. But I wasn't going that route with it, though. Obviously, I was thinking about the blood of Jesus and whatnot as well. So, I mean, maybe depending on where you are spiritually is what that means to you, right? But, again, like I said, all 3 of these things kind of correlated with me. I know at some point I was going deeper about Wisconsin itself. So I'm like trying to learn more about this place, right? Obviously, this place I have not been. And one of the things that stood out to me was it's saying that it had a lot of untouched land. That stood out to me the most. Now, again, I know some things are on the horizon when it comes to the church. And like I said, I don't feel it to go deeper about that at the moment. But, it kind of feels like it's going hand in hand with this conversation about, again, untouched land. And, obviously, even this thing about like grassy place, things like that. Now, when I thought about the directions, we talked about Midwest, right? We talked about Wisconsin, things of that nature. I think it's pointing towards a certain location. And again, if this plays out the way I'm thinking it is, then wow. Like on one hand, I still so as I was interpreting this, right? And realizing that it correlated to something I am privy to, I was like, I felt indifferent the way I felt in the dream and when I woke up, because basically that means that things might be a little bit longer than I was hoping, or might take a little bit longer for me to figure out what's going on than I was hoping. And so I was like, Lord, is that what you're saying to me? You know what I'm saying? Like, is that why I feel indifferent about this whole Wisconsin thing? Like, is it because that it's not going to happen the way I think, now how many times have we all been in positions like that? Am I the only one? I don't think so, right? We may have all have had a little bit of revelation from the Lord, and then we don't fully understand it. And so we're like, is it not going to happen the way? And then sometimes things don't happen the way that we imagine it to. And so then we're like, it makes us feel off, right? It makes us feel like sometimes, right? But I feel led to just, I guess, hopefully encourage you and inspire you that if you are in this place as well, right? If you are in this place where you are feeling indifferent about the things that the Lord is revealing to you, or maybe you're feeling indifferent about where He currently has you, like being part-time when your heart wants to be full-time, or whatever your situation could be, right? I hope you're encouraged and inspired to just wait. Be still and wait, because that's what I've been feeling led to do myself. Like I said, I've just been working on being content and being like, you know what, whether it comes or not, I'm fine. Like, I'm totally fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's still something in the back of my mind and then deep in my heart that makes me feel uncomfortable with the idea of things, I guess, remaining. But at the same time, I'm like, but I'm totally at peace and I'm totally content, and I don't have to be, you know what I'm saying, more or anything. Like, I could totally just stay where I'm at, you know what I'm saying? And so I guess we gotta learn how to be that way, right? We have to learn how to and even me, maybe I need to do it better, you know what I'm saying? But let's learn to be okay again with whatever God or wherever God takes us, right? So let's keep going. Let's keep going to the things that I feel led to share with you guys. So this last part, I think I might leave as the final thought. So let's go into some verses. Okay, so Galatians 6:9 says, let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up. Listen, there has been some things trying to give me to give up. You know what I'm saying? There's been some things that have come my way that have made me question things or whatnot. And again, if we stay in our feelings and emotions, I feel like we was talking about that last time I was here. But if we stay in our feelings and emotions, we can make rash decisions that, again, won't benefit you, won't benefit your future, and won't benefit whatever the legacy that the Lord is trying to build, right? At the end of the day, let's go with God versus going with our own opinions and our own emotional ideas. Because, I'm so glad that I'm not a person that like makes super quick decisions. Like a lot of times I'm really thinking things through before I make like a decision one way or another. And sometimes decisions be made for me, you know what I'm saying? People make decisions or whatever the case may be. And that may not always feel good either, because I was thinking about that as well. I'm like, well, Lord, I think one of the frustrating things about my current situation is feeling like maybe other people know something before me, or or maybe other people are holding my life in their hands, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. And I'm like, well, I know it's the Lord that holds my life in his hands, but what I'm saying is that sometimes it feels that way, right? But I'm working on it, right? I'm working on, again, being okay with not knowing, right? Being okay, again, this was supposed to be no expectations 2025. So I was walking in this year with no expectations of the job, no expectations of, nothing, you know what I mean? Just whatever you want to do, Lord. And then again, there's been so many beautiful blessings and opportunities and things that have come my way, that I'm still, waiting for some revelation on some of them. But yeah, it's just been a beautiful year thus far of just seeing things come to fruition that wasn't planned, and even this, what I'm saying, even this moment of, as I was reflecting this morning on everything, I just was like, Lord, what I love the best about this is being in communication with you. And I feel like you're speaking to me every day, and I hope we never lose this. So regardless, like I said, regardless of whatever happens with the job, what I'm saying, regardless of, anything, like as long as the Lord keeps speaking to me, what I'm saying, and I guess even pour it from me as I talk to y'all, like, again, I'm fine, you know what I'm saying? And again, I know how long it took for me to get to this place of contentment that I currently am at. So it's just one of those things, like thinking about the future. It's like, yeah, it looks good. And I'm like, that sounds great. I'm sure whatever happens is going to be just fine, but even if that don't happen, that's okay too, And so I'm working on it, y'all. I'm working on it. I'm a human out here, you know what I'm saying? I hope my testimony is helping, encourage, and inspire you. But yeah, let's keep going. I got another verse, Habakkuk 2:3. It says, this vision is for a future time. If it seems slow in coming, wait patiently, for it will surely take place. I hope that could be encouraging to somebody today, friends. Like I said, one of the things I've really been struggling with about this is wondering, am I just hyping myself up? You know what I'm saying? Like, Lord, are you really giving me these dreams, or is this my selfish ambition, right? Making it, I guess trying to put out there what I want, right? The more I go deeper about that, I do feel like it's the Lord and his revelations, because I feel like, again, not only is it for me, but then it's probably for y'all as well, because he gives me things to say to y'all. But I ain't gonna lie, I still be wondering, like, it could just be me. I could be tripping, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. But I mean, I feel like this may be confirmation. Look, for maybe both you and I, right? Yeah, you and I, you and me, however you want to put it. I thought I said both of those to say me, and I was like, wait, no, I did say you. But yes, friends, again, that verse is telling us that, again, if it seems like it's slow, just wait, right? Wait patiently, and we will see, right, the fruit from whatever the situation may be. So that's encouraging to me. Let me give you guys one more verse. It's Isaiah 30:18. It says, blessed are those who wait for him. At the end of the day, like I said, instead of making rash decisions, right? Instead of taking things in our own hands and trying to DIY, right? It's important for us to wait on the Lord and let him do his thing. At the end of the day, again, like I said, it's gonna blow my mind if things really do pan out the way that was revealed to me today. Like if Wisconsin really do be what I think it is. If it is, I will come and share the testimony if the Lord's will. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't, and if it's a little bit different, maybe I'll still share it. Who knows? But the fact that, again, getting the revelations by itself is already a beautiful thing, a beautiful experience. And so this is what I guess I'm holding on to at the end of the day. Like, again, the elevation, the potential, the house in my name, quote unquote, like all of that sounds good and great as well, right? And I will receive it with open arms if that's what the Lord want to do, right? But at the end of the day, like just being in his presence and dreaming and going through this journey of receiving the revelations and interpreting and all these type of things, like there's nothing like it, man. There's nothing like this. And like I said, it's just gonna really, I know I was telling my husband too about it or whatever. He just was like, he just kept saying, well, you connected. So I was like, do you think it's really? He's like, well, you connected. I'm like, I mean, I don't know if I'm any more connected than anybody else, right? I'm just, I guess, listening or willing to go deeper about these things. And I feel like there was, I'm reminded of that verse that talks about, it is God's, man, I'm feel like I'm going to be jacking it up to try to say it, but basically it's saying it's God's glory to, not just say to hide things, but then it's our glory to seek them out. Y'all can go see what the actual verse says, because it's more beautiful than what I just said. But yeah, like I feel like God again gives us these little nuggets and things like that to hold on to, and maybe even to reveal like he's there, again, when I think about meeting my husband back in the day, like that was huge confirmation to me that he was there with me and during the cultivation period in my single years when I was praying for him. And I'm saying that the Lord was there for me while I was praying for my husband, before I met him. Right. And then to receive him was like confirmation. And same for this whole thing. Like if Wisconsin turns out to be exactly what I think it is, or what I think it is in this present moment, that would be again more confirmation that the Lord is with your girl, you know what I'm saying? And talking to me and stuff like that. Because I know it can sound crazy to sit here talking about all this, you know what I'm saying? Sitting here talking about dreams and sit here like, hello, Wisconsin, you know what I mean? Like y'all could probably be like, this girl crazy. But and this is on one hand, it's kind of like this is why it's important to make this marker to then like in future be like, remember that conversation about Wisconsin? But at the same time, I know that I'm not telling y'all everything, so y'all still wouldn't know, but I would know. I would know deep in my heart. And it was just, I guess, I don't know. I feel like my faith already kind of got multiplied times 10 with the whole getting married thing. So who knows where my faith is now, but I mean, in regards to the meter of faith, but would it multiply my faith times 100 for Wisconsin to come to fruition? I don't know. I don't know what it would do, but I mean, I'm excited to see. And I guess that's ultimately the juice, man. I got a couple more things to share with you guys. Just a quote or two, you know what I'm saying? So if this is resonating with you, right? If you feel like this is a word for you as well, let's think about this. It says that Wisconsin is a prophetic metaphor for a new territory of calling, rest, and influence. And lessons, I think that's what I wrote. It may not be busy or flashy, but it is blessed, fertile, and already yours. So I hope that could be encouraging and inspiring to you. And then here's another little thing just to think about. Again, if you're in this midst of waiting, right, and you're wondering about this current season, like a girl being part-time right now, right? Here's just a couple of little things, a couple of little tips for us in this season, right? One, let's not despise the quiet season. There's nothing wrong with the quiet season. Like I was telling myself and talking to the Lord about this earlier, I'm like, I don't know why it pricks my heart whenever every time I hear them say part-time at the church, or even like it pricks my heart for some reason. I'm like, why is that, Lord? At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with being part-time. You know what I'm saying? And plus, it totally fits the way my life is right now. At the end of the day, It gives me the opportunity to be my son's learning coach. It gives me the opportunity to be able to do the stuff I do here at GSL. I'm like, it's totally fine to be part-time. Like, so why is it pricking my heart like this, And so I was going to about that and praying about that. But I say all that to say, friends, that this may be a quote unquote quiet season right now, and that's fine. Let's not despise that, right? There's nothing wrong with the quiet season, right? This is a good time to grow, right? Good time to prepare, things of that nature. Again, because I already know that being part-time at the church, being full-time at the church would be way more responsibility than I have right now. Like, there's things, like, for example, those people are there at every event that church has. What other things that I've just witnessed just on the outside looking in? Like, that's a big one. Let's stay with that. You know what I'm saying? So that means, like, every event that the church has, you're supposed to be there. I think it's part of it. I'm just assuming based on what I've observed. And so that already by itself, like, is a big thing. Like, even for example, we have this event or this experience, or however you want to look at it. It's called 21 Days of Prayer, and I've been participating. But the full-time people have to be there like every morning during the 21 Days of Prayer. I've been kind of tuning in from home, you know what I'm saying? Like, doing it, our way as a family and participating. But, so again, responsibilities, right? There's things that will come with it that would be a little bit heavier to bear. And I get that, so yeah, just saying, y'all, like, it's okay if you're in a quiet season, friends. Look, bask in it, as they say, bask in it. Another little note for us is to not rush out of the part-time looking callings. Again, there's no need for me to rush right out of this situation of being part-time. And that's why I guess I've been in this place of being like, you know what? I'm content with it. I'm fine with it. Yeah, it's still I don't know. I think we can go deep about that in the after show. I feel like I already said it over and over again. I'm being honest that it does prick my heart and it makes me feel some way. And I'm like, Lord, I don't know why that is. You know what I mean? I'm not lying to myself. I am content. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there's something deep in that feels like it's not right every time I hear it. And I'm like, well, Lord, you know what I mean? Like, what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? But let's be patient, right? Let's not rush is what I'm receiving right now. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? Let it go the way. Good. Follow the Lord's path. It might take a little longer, whatever the case may be. But that's okay. Everything happens for, like they say, a reason and a season, right? I think I have one more little tip for us if we are here. Or maybe it's two. I don't know. Wait a minute. Okay. Here's something to remember, friends. God is doing something underneath the surface. Okay. Let's see. It says in places that feel forgotten or small, but are actually sacred and strategic. So again, God is doing something, y'all. He's up to something, and it's again sacred and strategic. We got to think about these things as we get tempted, right, to rush, get tempted to look down on our current season. I guess this is the juice today, y'all. I hope y'all are encouraged and inspired by that. But let me go ahead and give you guys the Bible verse of today, and that is Isaiah 1:17. It says, learn to do well, seek judgment, relieve the oppressed, judge the fatherless, and plead for the widow. Friends, I hope you guys enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. And there you go, Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, anybody listening to the sound of my voice. I hope that you guys are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things, man. I saw y'all going in. I was like, oh, I got to stay focused. So we'll go back now and see what y'all had to say about what the Lord was saying to me. But look, hello, Wisconsin. No, it's so funny. So when I was doing my little photos, I usually take photos every morning for the cover and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, like in my photo, I wanted to give the impression where like you're confused about Wisconsin, because I ain't gonna lie, I was a little bit confused. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a whole nother state. you talking about a house. Like, if we stick with like the original things, it's weird, right? But when you go deeper about like what they could mean and represent, then for me, it's like, aha. So in the Hello Wisconsin promo or whatever, you probably want to see me being like, what? But really, I don't know. I'm having fun with this. Hello, Wisconsin! Now I guess I got more joy about it because I'm like excited to see what the Lord is going to do with this. But all right, let's get back to what y'all was saying. So the last thing I think we saw was Mountain Girl 0306 saying, you do so much before you go to work. Yes, indeed. And like I was telling you guys, it's because I'm part-time. I guess that's one of the reasons. She says, I think it's awesome. Awesome. Yes, it is. It is. One thing I told myself in the beginning of starting GSL was like, because I was kind of struggling with like, well, when am I going to record and all this type of stuff. And I just reminded myself, you know what? There's 24 hours in a day. At the end of the day, if I was doing a morning show or if I was at a radio station doing some type of morning situation, I would get up in the morning and go and do it. Right. And so that's what, I guess convicted me and held me accountable in the beginning to get up at 4, have it out by 6 and stuff like that. Like I said, I know the Lord is doing something different in this season where I come at whatever time he tells me to come. And like I said, I didn't come yesterday because I didn't get the word or get, anything to share and say. But when he do bring me, man, when I am here, man, it always feels good. So thank you for that. Let's see. Natasha is saying, bless our Father. I wish more people would choose love. Yes, indeed. Me too. I'm not sure exactly what you're referencing, but yes, I wish people would choose love, period, as well. Mount Girl is saying the hardest is to love those who really hate you. Ooh, that's a whole nother conversation. I don't really see myself as having enemies, but at the same time, there's situations that are enemy-ish that make you be like, are you my enemy? But at the same time, I see it as deeper. I see it as spiritual warfare at the end of the day. So that's the enemy. It's not the people that I'm dealing with. It's whatever is working through them. So I try to just look at it in that way, y'all. But give grace and mercy if we can. Y'all are saying 100% awesome. Y'all are saying God has a plan. I know he do, and I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see it come to fruition. Especially when you get a little glimpse, right? I'm like, Lord, are you telling me? And then when, like I said, when I got the revelation about what it could mean, I was like, I felt indifferent, just like it was revealed. I was like, you tell me I gotta wait a little longer. Is that what you trying to tell me? It was like, but it's okay. It's okay. Whatever the Lord wants to do, I'm cool with it, man. Let's see. Trying to stay above water. I have chronic severe eye condition that significantly reduces my ability to work full time. Oh my goodness. Well, I'll be praying for you about that. I don't know if this is I'm going to just tell you and then we'll see if it helps you. I don't know. I don't know if this is ironic or whatever the case may be, but last night I've been binge watching the what is it called? The Desperate Housewives series. I'm on like season 5 right now. But anyway, I've been binge watching that for the past few weeks. And last night's episode, the gentleman who plays Gabrielle. What's her real name? She plays the Hispanic lady on the show. But anyway, Eva Longoria. So anyway, her husband, at some point, and I don't know if this is a spoiler, but I mean, I think everybody else probably has seen it. So if you haven't seen it, but at some point, her husband, is blind. And then in last night's episode, he was able to receive his sight back. So look, in Jesus' name, you know what I'm saying? I got crazy faith like that to say, hey, maybe in this moment you might be healed. I don't know. I got that crazy type of faith like that. But maybe that could be encouraging to you just to hear that. And I'll be praying and regardless. But I feel like that might be significant to share with you. I just watched the episode yesterday. They did some type of surgery in the episode, but he received his sight back basically as a character, so may that be you. If the Lord's will, let's see. So then Natasha says, my life is in his hands. Amen. Look, mine too. That's what I'm excited to see. Yeah, look, y'all. Okay. Y'all got faith and whatnot. Look, y'all talking to each other. Oh, wonderful. It says we need faith and patience. Yes. Yes. Said it will be in the future. Indeed. Y'all are saying good morning. So good morning, Miss Patricia. Y'all are sweet. Oh, say I need some juice. Hey, I hope you got it then. I hope you got the juice this morning. Look, I got the juice. Hope you received it. Y'all say good morning. Awesome. Y'all are sweet. What does GTSY means? I'm assuming it's another good morning greeting, though. I'm not sure. Oh, y'all in North Carolina. North Carolina. Oh, you were saying to GSL? Oh, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, man, it's so good to be back, man. Like I said, I missed y'all yesterday. But I didn't get a word, so I didn't come. Let's see. Awesome. It seemed like maybe this is confirmation that you did receive it too. Says I can't help it. Can't wait to see what happens with me. Me too. I want to tell y'all, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know if I should. How could I? I don't think it's the actual state, but I do think it represents a location in that direction when it comes to some things that's on the horizon for the church. And if that is, I will come back and say Wisconsin and then tell y'all exactly what happened. Since off topic, thoughts on Trump saying people bad for wanting to know about the list. Yeah, okay. So my thoughts on that, friend, is okay, two things. One, the hopeful side of me hopes that he's just trying to throw people off, or maybe throw the powers that be off, because he's working on things behind the scenes. Like that's me looking at the glass full, hopefully, hoping that, that's the case. The other side, I guess, is if he's really just trying to cover it up and gaslight people, which is what it seems like he's trying to do. Or not just him, but powers that be, right? Are trying to be like, oh, there's nothing to see here. You know what I mean? Like, it's too late for that. Like, I feel like too many people know. So at the end of the day, I've been saying this for years. Rip the Band-Aid off of that. You know what I'm saying? Look, if things are like Allie said they are, people need to know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all need to know that. And not only just to protect our children and stuff like that, and ourselves, right? But then just to be honest, man. Like, stop doing stuff behind the scenes and feeling like the American public don't have the right to know. Like, we got the right to know if there's cities underground, if people have been trafficked underground, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all that stuff that's going on with them, these elite people. Like, a lot of people already know. So to sit here and try to act like it's not happening, it's not possible. You can't do that. At the end of the day, look, I don't know if that's going to be the thing that make people get up in arms and be like, look, you know what I mean? And protest the way that I guess Allie would like to see. But giving the benefit of the doubt and giving grace and mercy, I would say hopefully he is working behind the scenes to do something about this. And so maybe he's throwing, maybe he might be throwing people off to say, oh yeah, friends, don't look at it, blah, 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 blah. And then he's doing something to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? But if that ain't the case, then stop trying to gaslight people, because it's not going to work. Too many people know that. So sorry, rip the Band-Aid off and let us all know. That's what I say. We need the exposure that nobody can deny. And that's my thoughts on that. Says ex-husband, narc, and MI. Oh, your mother-in-law? Uh-oh. What you got going on in your family? Uh-oh. Well, look, we're going to pray for you, if that's what you're trying to tell us. It says excited for me. You ain't for me? Thank you, guys. Like, I'm excited too. Eva. Oh, yes, Eva LaGoria. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then Wisconsin needs prayer. Oh, in real life? Well, I don't know if something's going on there. Uh-oh. Look, all I know is that's what was said. That's what the pastor told me in the dream. He was telling me about moving out Midwest to Wisconsin. They was gonna put me up in a house but it wasn't gonna be in my name. It wasn't gonna be in their name. It's gonna be in my name. And I was like waking up like, what? What does that mean, Lord? But okay, well, look, y'all, let's pray, man. Let's pray for Wisconsin then. Maybe I'll look into it and see what's going on. But yeah. So I was getting some notifications. So man, good stuff is coming. Good stuff is on the horizon. You're welcome. You are welcome for the prayer. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing, all those wonderful things. NJ can still be knocked out. So sorry y'all miss NJ today. But let me see. Yeah, there's so many good things on her. Ah! Come here, boy. And then he just walks in out of nowhere. Ooh, look at that boy. Ooh, he looked like he just woke up. Ooh, Lord. Say hey to the people, boy. you got to go use the bathroom. Why you come all the way in here and you do it? Why don't you go in the other bathroom? People don't want to hear you flushing the toilet and stuff. Oh my gosh. Well, on that note, y'all. What I was getting ready to say is he always be trying to scare me, but not that he tried to, it's just that I just said, oh, y'all ain't gonna see NJ, and then he walks in like, whoa. But anywho, I don't even know what I was getting ready to say now, y'all. What was I talking about? I don't have too much going on this weekend, or today, but good things on the horizon. Good things are on the horizon. So looking forward for that. And I'm gonna be making some moves real soon. And yeah, so keep your girl in prayer. Keep your girl in prayer. But all right, I'm gonna let y'all go. But y'all have a wonderful Friday. And yes, I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow if the Lord's will. Bye.